Welcome back. FEMA is sending EMTs and paramedics to New York City this week to help a heavily strained fire department deal with a record number of 911 calls. 3,000 members of the FDNY have been out sick. More than 300 testing positive for coronavirus. At the medical unit that's set up in Central Park, volunteers are helping to keep things running, including our two guests who have put their lives on hold to treat COVID patients. Joining me now from the Central Park Medical Unit is Jonathan Ehrlich and Nana Magradza. Both of them are volunteers, both of them certified EMTs. Nana, let me start with you. Talk about trial by fire. You're a pre-med student who's now on the front lines of a pandemic. What's it like out there?
Definitely, thank you for having us here. Definitely the call volume is really high. That's why we are out almost 24/7 to help PT and 911 call because the volume is really high.
Jonathan, you're in real estate. That's your day job. Now, again, you're a certified EMT. You volunteer. But what made you want to volunteer for this?
Well, we've been based in Central Park since 1975, and I've been an EMT for the past 11 years. So this is certainly not a normal day in Manhattan, but when anything happens in New York City, we're here to help no matter how bad it is. So I treat today like any other day that we need to come out and help, and we're happy to do so, even if the risk is far greater to our EMTs and paramedics here in our ambulance.
Yeah, talk about the risks and how you're dealing with it. Do you have the protective gear that you need? How long are your days? How tough are your days? Give me a sense of, I don't know what the new normal is, but what is the new normal for both of you?
So it's definitely different from what we are used to. We are now running pretty much 24 hours in 8-hour shifts. Our protective equipment, we are certainly low, just like everybody else seems to be. We probably have enough to run for about a week or two longer, and then we'll see what happens. But people can always visit our website, CPMU.com, to find out how they can support our volunteer unit.
And also, I want to thank the people there are a lot of people who try to donate like masks or different PPE kits to our ambulance, and I just want to thank them for that.
It is amazing how generous people have been, how inventive people have been. But I want to ask you both about your families. Did they try to talk you out of doing this, Nana?
Yes, but they know that that's my job, and I'm more than happy to do it. However, I don't interact with my family members, so I just work, go home, and never go close nearby them.
Jonathan, did some of your friends, your family say to you, you're going to do what?
Yes, absolutely. Well, I think that more than we deserve credit for volunteering, our families deserve credit for allowing us to do that and for allowing us to come home to them. And I wouldn't be able to do this if my wife didn't allow me to do this and wasn't comfortable with me coming home. So I'm incredibly grateful to her for allowing me to come home at the end of the day and understanding the risks that it poses to both of us.
So what do you do to mitigate those risks? We've heard a lot from doctors and nurses, and some of them have decided to self-isolate, for example. They go home, they're not touching their kids. What are you doing to make sure that you're staying as safe as you can, and your family, by extension, then is staying as safe as your wife can?
Well, we are, following PPE standards as best as we can. For us on calls, it includes always wearing a mask. You've surely heard of the N95 mask, which we are now using for as long as we possibly can to extend the life of our equipment, in addition to having goggles and face shields. On our bodies, we wear protective gowns for every call, and there are certain things that we cannot reuse, so we are forced to discard them at the end of each call, and there are certain things that we can reuse, such as masks and goggles. So it's a mix, and it's understanding how we can extend the life of everything that we have.
One of the things that we hear every day from Governor Cuomo, he gets very frustrated, Nana, at people who are not listening to warnings about social distancing. You guys are out and about. You're on the front lines. You're putting yourself at risk. What is your message to folks out there who think that those rules don't apply to them, or who think, well, I can go out just this once with my friend?
Well, our recommendation is for everyone, try to stay home as much as you can, because as you see, numbers are really high. It's going to get worse, and we're just here to help you, but the resources are also limited. So just be careful, wash your hands, and don't go out.
I would also say that we have a lot of calls where people wouldn't necessarily need to be calling 911, and we would strongly recommend that people follow the guidelines for calling 911 only in the event of a real emergency, and not if you only are experiencing minor flu-like symptoms.
That is the least we can do with the amazing work that you and your fellow EMTs are doing every day under really difficult circumstances. So, Jonathan, Nana, thank you, both of you, for everything that you've been doing, and to your families as well. We appreciate them lending you, essentially, to this very important cause. Have a great day.